Hello, everyone, and welcome to Around South Jersey. I have one of the most popular people in the city of Millville with me tonight, and I'm happy to have Carole Cossaboon, who's just reelected, right, to
Yes,
the city commission.
yes.
And Carole, let's start talking about you first. Growing up, you grew up, you told me, in Pine Hill?
Pine Hill, yes. Came over the bridge, I think, in the late 50s when they were all left Pennsylvania and came into the
Right,
suburbs.
yeah,
and that's
right.
where,
It's a
stayed
nice
there.
area.
It was a nice area, yes.
How long were you there?
I was there until 1969, and then my parents separated.
Okay.
So I came down this way.
What brought you to Millville?
Prudential, believe it or not.
That's right.
Yes.
Somebody was talking about that the other day. Lou Thompson was talking about how fabulous Prudential was.
Prudential was. Everybody worked at Prudential,
Did you
right?
know any of my cousins, the Quinns, Veronica or Teresa?
No, I worked at Medicare coding is what it was, yes. And I didn't stay very long, because I had gotten married shortly after that, so.
When did you meet Alan?
1971.
Where did you?
Where? Out to the Gunning Club, a fish fry. That's all I can tell you.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm sure you know the Joneses in Millville.
I
Yes,
do.
right.
Yeah,
So
I got
Karen,
that great.
I hung with Karen.
She's a sweetheart.
She is a sweetheart.
Yeah, all the Joneses.
All
are
the
great
Joneses
people,
are.
aren't they?
I
Yeah.
worked with the sister Donna.
Yeah.
We called her Poopsie at the time. Yes,
Yeah, they
but great people. Yeah, I love them.
Yeah.
So they were out to the Gunning Club, and I just went with them, and that's
see.
how I met him.
Oh, okay. So
And
how
then-
long have you been married?
Believe it or not, 55 years in
God bless
July.
you.
I know.
Congratulations.
I should have a medal.
Well, he's pretty quiet, right?
He's very quiet, yes, but he is really quiet. Because I can remember when we first dated, I used to say to him, "Don't you ever talk?" And he said, "Don't you ever shut up?"
It's funny. Recently, I went out with a woman on a date, and her name was Patty, and she just talked. She said, "Yeah, Jim, my friends call me Chatty Patty." I said, "Okay, I got you."
Yeah. So I've been here ever since. I can remember eating at Woolworth. We went to Fortescue as kids.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's
Yes,
nice.
and
Yeah.
Now I wish we had the place in Fortescue
Yeah, well,
that we
you
had
bet.
back then.
Be worth 10 times.
Oh
more,
my
I
gosh,
think.
yes. I think the trailer might still be there. I'm not sure,
Yeah.
but it was a great place. So,
Yeah.
but I can remember at 16, you didn't want to be in Fortescue.
No.
Oh
that's
no,
true.
no.
No.
Definitely not with a bathing suit and on the
No,
beach.
and bugs.
There's nobody there.
Yeah, that's true too. So, what's your favorite seashore resort to go to?
If I go, probably Ocean City.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a beautiful
Yes,
place.
it is.
Really,
It really is a nice.
Yeah.
But I have a pool, so I really don't go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You're lucky.
Yes.
I actually had a home for 30 years in Sea City.
Nice.
Right next to Dr. Beebe. We're sort of right on the ocean. But when I got divorced, I sold the house, and today, honest to God, I sold the house then for like $800,000. Today, you can't touch that house for
No,
$2.5
absolutely
million.
not.
There's nothing under $1 million in
No,
Seattle or
absolutely
anywhere.
not.
It's
Anywhere,
no,
anywhere.
Anywhere in those seashore communities near the water, and that's why I think Fortescue, the prices are doubling down there.
Oh, absolutely are. You can't touch a
Yeah.
place down there
No.
now. Yes.
And to Bob Campbell's credit, and I was on the freeholder board when we helped get some funding for them. They're bringing in a sewer, which is really going to, as all the right,
It's gonna
double the
help.
values.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
septic
Definitely,
systems
yes.
were tough down there to deal with and all.
I
So
don't- how they're going to do that? Yeah.
let's go back to you ran for when was Orndorff quit? Is that when you ran?
She resigned. Yes, when she resigned, and Commissioner Hewitt at the time and Commissioner Watson had said to me, "Would you be interested?" And I said, "I guess, yeah, try." But I wasn't voted in. That's when they put Marissa. Commissioner Ranello was on. They put her up there
Instead of you?
instead of me. That's
okay.
fine, and that was fine. That was absolutely okay. And then her and I ran together that November.
And you both won. This,
No, that's when I won the first time.
Okay, I
So I had last year.
right
Right,
the
before
election.
the election of
Right.
this year.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's true.
yes, yeah.
Thank you.
And Marissa's a good person. She's helped me. We had no animosity towards each other, running against each
Yeah.
other at all. Because
That's
she
good.
said, "If you get in, I'll do everything to help you, and if I get in, I'll do everything to help you, Marissa."
Well,
So-
I haven't met her personally.
She's a nice-
But, I like her. You know why?
she's
a
fun.
night owl. And
She-
I'm a night owl.
She's a night owl, and I am too.
Oh, well,
yeah,
good. Then I can call you late
yeah,
too,
yeah,
all right?
yeah. But yeah, and with that New York accent, she cracks me up. She is just a piece of work. She's a good person, but she does her homework. I tell you,
That's
she's
what
very
everybody
bright.
tells me. Yeah,
yes,
she
she
digs
is.
into
she
it.
does.
Really
Yeah.
And that's somebody that I need and I think Dan, Dan sort of agreed, and Rick has talked about, they call her something nerd. She calls herself that.
A nerd, yeah. We call her
she's-
the Rain Man or the Rain Lady.
Okay.
Yes.
But she really, really
Yes,
digs
she
in.
does.
And I tend to just, go, instead of checking and delving into it.
And she'll
you know.
think of things and I'll go, Marissa, how do you think of those things? You know? She's just phenomenal. Her brain just works all the time.
Well, Carol, honestly, I say, and I'll say it now again to the people of Millville, thank you for putting in 5 good people.
Yes.
Because this is the best city commission we've had since I had mine in 1997, as far as I'm concerned. Because everybody's going in the right direction.
Right.
They're wonderful people. They have the city at heart. There's no hidden agenda. And, of course, everybody loves Carol. So
I can tell you that the election night, I was in tears. My husband said, "You are so happy." I said,
Oh my God,
we were. I said,
second.
we could not. Oh, no. The only thing I lost was the parking spot, is what I tell the mayor.
lost your parking spot?
I did, by 240 votes.
Oh, that's true.
Because when they found, when they were finding votes, Dan was going. I said, Dan, they didn't find 240 votes. You have the parking spot. Don't worry about that. But yeah, I was thrilled to death. I've known Rick for a lot of years.
Yeah,
I've known
super
Sherman for a lot of
Yeah,
years.
Sherman worked for me
Oh,
when he was 15.
yeah. And I think I've known him prior to that. Yes.
Wow.
And his mom was a nice lady. Nice lady.
That's good.
So Dan was the only one I really didn't know, you
Yeah.
know, but he's a good guy.
Well, you know, it's interesting, Carol. Dan lives on one end of the street and I live on the other, but we really didn't get to know each other.
Really?
You know?
Okay.
No. And he came and he asked me if he could come and meet with
Right.
me. And we sat in the conference room. And he was amazing. I'm thinking, my God, you're bringing a lot to the table that
Yes,
I brought
he
to
is.
the table.
Yes, he
You-
does.
You know, he's got a personality. He's
Yep.
got time. He's got the energy. He cares about the town and
Yes,
all
he
that
does.
stuff. And I know Marissa's made fun of this. I'm not a guy that hugs guys, but when he and I got done, we gave each other a hug. But I promised in fact, before you leave, I'll give you a hug. I promised Marissa I'd give her a hug too.
Did you?
Yeah. I'm not a huggy guy, but
No.
I'd rather hug women
Oh, I
than
hug
men.
everybody. Yeah. When you worked in the school for all those
That's
years,
true, too.
they all
Yeah.
hug you. You know, your belly button always had dirt on it, depending on what they had for lunch. Yeah, there was. Yeah, but Dan's a good. Yeah, and I said, after the Chamber of Commerce luncheon,
Yeah.
I turned to the guys and I said, we couldn't have had a better person
No.
get in there.
Yeah.
That was out of my league, he's great.
Yeah.
He is really
He
a good,
really
great
made
guy.
a great presentation.
Yes, he did.
really
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
He puts
it
a lot
was-
of thought into it.
And he was real. He was talking about the lack of things
Yes.
that happened in the past 4 years. They had one thing in 4 years that came to Millville. And this is interesting. I know Dan has mentioned this before too, but you know, it's relationships. I mean,
Correct.
who's not going to love Carol? You know, you got great personality. People liked me. You know, I like people.
Right,
You know, we're
right.
people persons. And when you know, Dan got elected, he went up to see Jerry Velasquez at the Cumberland County
Yes, he
Improvement
did.
Authority.
Yes.
And he and Jerry built a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
They talked and all that stuff. And anyway, Millville had gotten nothing from the Improvement Authority because, in particular, there was one person there that they did not want to deal with, so they wouldn't deal with Millville. Well, he saw Dan. He said, "Hey, this is a nice man," you know. And anyway, the good news is, a couple of days later, Jerry calls Dan and says, "Dan, do you have this, and this that we're looking for a developer?"
Right.
Dan goes, "Yep, we do." And,
We do.
You know, and so, this is cute. I got to tell you the funny story here too. Anyway, it works out that the Improvement Authority is sending to the city and, you know, to you guys the project, and it looks like it's going to be fabulous. So I went and I really worked hard. Of course, John Ruga probably won't speak to me anymore, but I stole John Roop away from John
Knoop.
Ruga. John Knoop is one of the finest gentlemen. Well, you'll have him in your department, I guess, too, right?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
John was fabulous. When
He
I
is.
was there, John, Kim Ayers, Don Ayers, we had just had super people who helped redevelop Millville
Right.
and do that. And John is just the greatest guy you'd ever want to meet. He's got triplets, too.
I know he
You
does.
That's right.
Yes.
You see him.
Yes, I do.
And so
Excuse
anyway,
me.
that's the good thing. So I'm at the Green Olive, and Dan and I have met with developers there.
Right.
I've introduced him to people. So one night I'm there with Mother Teresa. Do you know her? Denise Arrigo.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Honest to God, there's a woman that gives and gives and
Yeah,
gives.
she does.
She
Gives
and I were out.
1,000%
Doesn't
plus.
she? Yeah.
She's awesome.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
So this one night, we went out to dinner, and Denise and I. So I'm leaving the booth, and there's Jerry Velasquez. So I go over to him. I said, Jerry, I just want to warn you. Here's what I'm doing next. I'm going to come steal Kim Ayers. He goes, no, Jim, you don't have to do that. I said, why not? He said, we're going to assign Kim Ayers to Millville, and we'll pay for her. So the Millville, win-win for Millville.
Yeah.
That is great.
And Kim reached out to me last year when I got elected the first time.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
with advice, and so she's beneficial to the city.
Yes,
Absolutely. She has Millville the best at heart.
She honestly, I mean, when I was the mayor, she was the person that did the turnaround. She was economic development director. She came up with the idea of the arts district. She was just fabulous.
Fabulous.
And
Yeah.
it still is. You know,
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I tried to get Lou Thompson back.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
Yeah. Because he was well respected. You know, of
Yes.
course, his daughter said no. She said, I have final say on that. But he did go and speak with Dan. So, he was a great guy.
Yeah. Well,
Great and a nice man.
It was funny because when I first got elected, I thought, Lou, what are you talking about? Well, here's a cute story on Lou Thompson, to how important he was. After I got elected in 1997, I went into the Orr House, and Gary Wadlinger, who passed away, was an attorney. And he says to me, hey, Jim Quinn, you're not the mayor of Millville. I said, really? He said, no, Lou Thompson's the mayor of Millville. Well, I understood what he meant. Under the commission form of government, the administrator truly is a very important part, isn't
very
it?
important, very important.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I saw what he meant. And sometimes Lou and I disagreed on some things, but most of the time he was right and I was wrong because he had had experience. I do have one thing I won't say, that I was right and he was wrong. But anyway, 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10 isn't bad.
Anyway.
Keeps your ego just a little bit. It's good for your soul.
We'll be back with Carole Cossaboon, Millville City Commissioner, right after these messages.
For decades, our dad has been a steady, trusted voice here at Mintz Insurance, helping neighbors, not just clients, protect what matters most.
As Dad steps into retirement, one thing stays the same: our commitment to this community.
We're proud to be independent, rooted right here in Millville. No call centers, no runaround, just real people ready to help, just like Dad always did.
Mintz Insurance, built on trust, proud of our past, and ready for what's next.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Many people treat their health like a game. With the Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Our mental health services focus on the emotions and behaviors that affect your overall well-being and features psychiatric, counseling, and addiction services, including our exclusive Fresh Start program, designed to help combat the opioid epidemic in our communities, plus all the other specialties you expect from Complete Care. Level up your health with us. The Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great healthcare for everyone.
It's New Life's 40th anniversary celebration. Join Pastor Helen and our guest speaker, Apostle Michael Pangio. It happens on March 22nd at 11 a.m.
For over 90 years, Mintz Insurance has protected what matters most: families, businesses, and futures. Born in South Jersey, we've weathered storms, celebrated milestones, and stood strong with our community every single step of the way. Rooted in tradition, but always moving forward, we invest in the latest technology to deliver faster, smarter coverage solutions without losing that personal touch. Because trust isn't built overnight, it is earned one policy, one promise, one person at a time.
The most.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. My special guest is Millville City Commissioner Carole Cossaboon, who I might add finished second. How many votes behind Dan? 100 and
240.
240.
I lost my parking spot for
Yeah,
240.
that's right. See, and that's something. Well, maybe now you went, and here's to her credit, she could have been the vice mayor, but she said, "Why didn't you want
Why?
to do that?"
Because I had to take finances, and I said, I don't balance my checkbook. I round up. I can't do that.
Well, and I guess you had Public Works.
I had
before,
Public
right?
Works, and I really enjoy that department. I really do. So now I have water. I can't do sewer because my son and grandson both work there. So,
Right.
so Commissioner Ranella
That's nice.
is doing
Yeah,
that. Yes.
that's good.
So,
But I'll tell you what, I have to tell you, Carol, tell your people they did a great job.
thank you.
The city on the roads.
They
that was horrible.
It was
storm we
horrible.
had,
It
but
was.
they did a
worked.
good job. They really did.
They truly did, and
Yeah.
I can't say enough about that department. And it was all departments. It was the water department.
Sure,
It was the sewer
yeah.
department.
Streets and roads.
Streets and
everybody-
roads. The fire took care of theirs, and EMS did something
Yeah,
else.
right.
So it was a joint effort by the community. Yeah, it's a good community. Millville is a great community town. It is
There are a lot
absolutely-
of Carole Cossaboons, thank God, in the town. I mean, this woman is amazing. I never got the pleasure of knowing her because I didn't teach at Holly Heights, and you must have known Mr. Merritt and Steve Saul, right?
Mr. Merritt was my boss for
Okay.
25 years.
Yeah.
Yes,
Greg
yes.
Merritt, yeah.
Greg Merritt,
Yeah.
wonderful man, absolutely wonderful. I was lost when he retired.
Did Steve take over?
Steve took over, and it was like having my child there. But
Well, he and my son are best friends.
are they?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. He's a good guy.
Yeah,
he
he
just
is.
was different than Greg, and then when after 30 years, you just go, what am I doing? What am I? Yeah, and I missed it. I missed
You
it.
have so much energy. Well, now you're running the Elks.
Well-
Let's be honest with you.
Well, after I left the school, I went to downtownship for a while.
Did you?
I
was
did.
down there too.
Were you really?
A speech therapist. Yeah, we
No
must
kid.
each
Oh
other
wow.
right here.
Yes. So wound up doing a lot of long-term subbing there.
that's
Yeah,
super.
because I have my degree. So
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it was fun. It
Yeah.
was fun, and then I got involved with the city. Yes, and the Elks. Yeah.
Yeah,
I juggle a
yeah.
lot. So
You got a lot of energy though.
I do.
Yeah.
I do, and
That's
I'm very.
wonderful. Yeah.
It is wonderful.
It's a
I'm
great
so
gift.
blessed to
Yeah.
have that energy and the health. So
Yep.
because there's so many of us that don't.
Yeah.
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 So and I enjoy the community. I enjoy giving back to our residents.
And you, oh my God, now you're doing it as. And let me tell you something else too. This is interesting. The city of Millville salary is the same as it was 40 years ago. I mean, they never changed it. These poor people make $9,000, $9,500.
I think 9,500, something to that.
Mayor
yeah,
gets 10.
Right.
And this is like in 2026.
Right.
And it's like, this is a funny story, Carol. When I was on the freeholder board, I got there in 1982. They were making $8,000 a year. In 1991, they were making $8,000 a year. So I was the freeholder director in 91. And I said, this is crazy. All the other counties are making $20,000 and all this stuff. So I got it from $8,000 to $15,000.
To 15.
And then I came over to Millville as mayor for 12 years, and then stayed another 6 years till I couldn't take it anymore, and I went back to the county. And anyway, when I went back, the salary was still 15, and that was from 1991, and here's 2018 or whatever. So this worked out really well. I said, guys, and even my Republican friend Joe Spracio, he's almost as nice as you. What a great guy. Anyway, I said, this is nuts. Everybody, this is a small salary. So anyway, I proposed that we go to 22,000 from 17 to 22. Well, what was neat was everybody was unanimous with it. And there's a lady that gets up and talks at every single meeting. Well, at the time I did this, as there is now, there's no newspapers there at all. So nobody knew that we were taking a raise. And she's like, I can't believe you're doing this. It's like, well, we deserve it. And you deserve it. You all deserve a raise. And I know you're not doing it.
And I'm
going to
tell you a funny story, because when I got elected and they brought me in and they said, here, you have to fill out this form. I said, for what? They said, you get paid. I said, get out of Dodge.
Oh, you didn't know you
I did
paid?
not know that. No, it's not. I didn't do it for the paycheck.
No, I'm
I
sure
did
you
it
didn't.
because of the residents. But just to, so, and I can tell you, everyone else up there, we're not there because of the pay.
No, that's what I
Absolutely not.
mean. My
it's
God,
for the
it's
love
so
of the
tiny.
city
Yeah,
and what's best
exactly.
for
You're
that
right.
for the town.
That's true. I didn't care about the pay.
No,
either.
we don't
I mean,
care
we're
about
there
the
to
pay.
do
Absolutely not.
what's good for the city.
What's
but
good
yeah.
for the city, yes.
Yeah, and
yes.
that's what's important. And it really is. And you guys, and I've said this many times, and I will say this again. Voters of Millville, thank you. You put in 5 excellent people who really care about the city. from every one of them. I mean, you see how great Carole is. Marissa, they tell me how wonderful she is. I don't know her, but I know Dan, and I know Rick. Rick was the PBA president when I was the mayor, and he's just, in fact, Rick got me into vegan food too. He's great there, and of course Sherman worked for me when he was 15 years old. Yeah. So that's the 5 people that you put in office, and I think every one of them is great, and they all get along. That's what's wonderful, isn't it? You don't have that.
No, and we made that vow that we can agree, we can disagree, but we will have respect when we disagree, and they're not going to break that bond. Let's hope. Yeah. Let's hope not. Yes.
No, I can't see it. No,
I can't. If we keep that mentality, we should be okay. Yes.
And that benefits the citizens because when that inner fighting, which that's why I got out of Millville, it got to the point there was inner fighting that I did not enjoy dealing with, especially with one person. Right. And I went back to the county just to get away from them. I did not want to do that because it was just not a good place to be. Right. And a lot of people that were there left because of those reasons as well. So, but now that Carole's here, I wish those people would come back. In fact, Doreen Seddon, who was my secretary, was fabulous. Actually, she's
Don's sister. Yes,
isn't she a sweetheart?
She is a sweetheart. God. Yes, she is.
And this is a funny story. Doreen was married to a guy named Randy Quay, and they broke up. And Jack Seddon became her new husband. Well, I got to do the wedding. So it's at the American Legion, and her brother, who I love his sense of humor, Donnie, they're bringing her up to the altar, whatever you want to call it, to the stage, and I say, who gives this woman to be, given to this,
right,
whatever, however you say that. And he's smart as heck. It's supposed to be the brothers, and he just busted me. We're not giving them away, but I love his Facebook quips that he puts on there.
He's a character.
He is.
He's kept that family together.
Well, you know what?
He was the main dad in there.
And
yes.
What a wonderful man. He coached softball.
Yes, he did.
And I coached softball at the same time, and the kids, we had a wonderful time.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, Carole, you and I were talking earlier, and we're going to talk about the Elks in a little bit too. All the wonderful people that you and I know.
Right.
Isn't it?
Yes,
wonderful?
it is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, my God, this was neat. You got to get Alan sometime. You got to come over to the American Legion. I know you're an Elks person. But you got to come over to the American Legion on Third Friday.
On Third Friday, they do a band, don't they?
Yeah, that's
I thought they did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God, they're fabulous. This was interesting. I had planned a date, but unfortunately, my date volunteered to do something else for New Year's Eve. So I'm sitting home thinking, I'm going to be home by myself on New Year's Eve, and I have a woman that works here named Bobby Michaelick. It's almost as good as you. She's fabulous. So Bobby calls me up. He says, "What are you doing New Year's Eve?" I said, "Nothing, just sitting home." She said, "Come over to the Elks, or to the Legion." She said, "They're going to have the rollers, and it's only $10." And they had a little buffet. And it was, so anyway, I said, yeah. And she brought 6 of her girlfriends and her boyfriend. So I sat with them at the table and had a ball. But what was really neat was, and Alan would have loved it too, guys that we went to high school with and girls that were still there. That we've been out of high school for what? 60 years, 70 years,
yes,
60 some years,
63.
Thank
63.
You. Yes. And it was like just so fabulous. I loved it. Seeing all the people I hadn't seen in years and years and years, and it was just I said I love it. So anyway, on Third Fridays it's free. Third Friday they offer it free. So I went with Denise Arrigo the third Friday. And again, so all these people, just fabulous. This was a funny story, though. Kevin Smith, who I love also, almost as much as this lady, he does a fabulous job.
He certainly does. Yes, he does.
So I was saying,
he does.
I'd never realized, I'm not a drinker really, but my friend, she wanted to have a Jameson and ginger. I got a Diet Coke. And this is at the Legion, right? So I go up, and the bartender goes, $8. I'm thinking, oh my God, that is cheap. And then I was telling Kevin goes, no, it's cheaper at the Elks. I said, oh, okay. So
and it is cheaper.
Well, I gave Carole my membership money, and hopefully they'll accept me back again. I gave her the check for my membership.
It's a good organization.
Yeah, it is.
It really, truly is. When I retired, I said I would join one good organization, and it was the Elks. And the rest is history.
Well, you know what, Carole? I mean, actually, Carol, it's amazing. She was there Monday night when we had the sports frolic.
Sports frolic.
And everything, coordinating everything. Thank you, too, she gave me a good seat. I didn't
pick those.
Well, I got a good seat.
You did have a good seat, yes.
But it was really wonderful. And there's like a couple hundred people there. And the Elks run, the bartenders, they do everything. And
yes, they do.
And Kevin Smith had always done the catering until this year. And he turned it, and it was the Tony's lunch from,
Tony's up in Vineland.
The
block. The block,
Right.
yes.
And they did a very nice job.
Yes, they did.
But Kevin used to have to do all that. Now Kevin has taken over, and he's done a super job. He had to become the master of ceremonies because Rob Shannon isn't able to do it anymore, and Tim Shannon, of course, passed away.
Right.
So Kevin has done a super job.
Yes, he has.
And you get great speakers. I mean, Barrett Brooks was so much fun.
Was he good?
He was very funny.
Okay,
Yeah.
I booked out.
Yeah, he did a good job. And, it's just so great to see. And come back to what you said. There were at least 200 people there, probably 190 men, maybe 10 women. But every person I really liked. I mean, they were like, oh, my God, I've known them for my entire life.
Exactly. They're longtime Millville people that were there. Yes.
Yeah. This is cute, though. You'll like this. I got 2 sponsors, Complete Care Health Network, and the other sponsor I got was Christie Funeral Home. And you know how I got them? I said, Patrick, I got to tell you, this is the place you should be. Because I said the average age of the people that are going to be at this sports frolic is my age. So you want to make sure they know you're available. Because I always tell the story, and it is a true story. I love doing what I do.
I do, yes.
You do too.
I do,
Love people.
You love people.
So
I
said,
love what I do, yes.
People, when are you going to retire? I said, when I drop dead here on the set. Christie Funeral Home's going to come pick me up and take me, and
there you go
from there. But, and you know what, Carol, that's what's wonderful, isn't it, to be able to enjoy what you're doing?
Exactly.
I mean, I don't have any hobbies. I don't go shooting, hunting, fishing,
right.
all that stuff.
It's just, right.
This is, people are my hobby.
People are my hobby, yes.
Yeah.
And I will honestly say I spent 30 years in the school district, and I loved every solitary minute of it.
And everybody loved you.
And I don't know.
No,
but I will say,
honest,
it is nice, though. You come back, and years later, you come down, and you see the kids will say, Mrs. Cossaboon? Yeah? Do you remember me? And they'll give me the name. I'll say, I remember you. They said, thank you for being so nice when I sat next to your desk.
Yeah.
But just to know what they're doing and that they remembered us, and that is the greatest gift. It's awesome.
Honest to
just
God,
awesome.
You exemplify. I taught in Millville for years, and I had Franny Heisen. I don't know if you ever knew Fran. She was what Carol was to Holly Heights. She was to the junior high.
Junior high.
Just a fabulous person, always smiling, always happy, just a great, great lady. And what you were and what she is and what almost all of the secretaries, the administrative assistants who are in the schools, they're the glue that holds it all together.
Yes, it is.
You know that.
Oh, absolutely. I used to say the glue for that whole entire school, my school, was my custodial staff.
Yeah,
because you could not open that school without them.
Yeah,
and they were phenomenal.
Yeah.
They were the greatest group of guys.
Yeah.
Really were, yeah. But everyone was, from the cafeteria work
people,
to everybody that works with children, whether they're a bus driver, the cafeteria aide, the teacher, the teacher's aide, the principal, they're there for one reason.
For the kids.
For the kids, exactly. Yeah. And our goal was to get them ready to go to that next level, yes.
I was telling Carol before we went on the air that I've been blessed. I went to St. Mary's School. So when I graduated high school, I was 17. June of '63, I was 17 years old. And I decided I wanted to become a radio announcer, and I went to college that summer. Week after I graduated high school, I went to college to Glassboro. Well, I took 9 credits. In those years, they were really desperate for substitutes because it was hard, especially to find men, I guess. So anyway, I started substituting in Millville at 17 years old at Wood School. Miss Baumhoff's class was my first class I ever taught. Joan Suey Cooper was in the class. This was cute, Carol. I knew. I take the chalk and I'm trying to work with the chalk like a pen, and she goes, Mr. Quinn, you turn it this way. And I said, thank you, Joan. And to that, from then on, I remembered. But talk about fabulous. I got to meet so many wonderful people.
You do.
All over the school system.
Yes.
I was like, wow. And again, the key people at every one of those schools, Gladys McGraw. I mean, I don't care.
Gladys, good lady.
Yeah,
good lady.
But so are you. I mean, it's the person that's running the office. They're taking care of it, and they know the kids, and the kids love them.
Yes.
And it's
and,
just
and they
a
were
blessing.
respected. Gladys had a wonderful rapport with the middle inner
She
city.
did.
Yes,
yeah.
she did.
And she actually, when I
knew-
was mayor, she had that third ward group that she
group.
got together.
Yes,
and
she
stuff,
did.
yeah.
She did a lot for that
Yeah.
third ward. Yes,
Yeah.
she did.
Well, yeah, you think about it. There's a lot of you and Gladys's around, and I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. I'm
along.
far from the.
Yeah.
Yes, there's many of us.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
thank God. We're very
So-
happy about that. We'll be back to talk with Commissioner Carole Cossaboon right after these messages.
The most important decisions a family can make are usually made around the kitchen table. At DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we believe pre-planning and the difficult decisions you face with the loss of a loved one should also be made around the comfort of a table, like a family. Our friendly, kind, and compassionate staff is committed to helping you get through this most difficult time. In your time of need, trust DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, Vineland.
We're all looking for God. All the signs point to, there is really a God. We try to find Him in all kinds of ways, in all kinds of places, and through all kinds of things. But there's only one way to find Him. That's by personal experience with Him. Come visit us this Sunday. We can introduce you to Him. New Life Church, Millville, New Jersey.
For decades, our dad has been a steady, trusted voice here at Mintz Insurance, helping neighbors, not just clients, protect what matters most.
As Dad steps into retirement, one thing stays the same: our commitment to this community.
We're proud to be independent, rooted right here in Millville. No call centers, no runaround, just real people ready to help, just like Dad always did.
Mintz Insurance, built on trust, proud of our past, and ready for what's next.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Many people treat their health like a game. With the Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Our mental health services focus on the emotions and behaviors that affect your overall well-being and features psychiatric, counseling, and addiction services, including our exclusive Fresh Start program, designed to help combat the opioid epidemic in our communities, plus all the other specialties you expect from Complete Care. Level up your health with us. The Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great healthcare for everyone.
It was awesome.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. Millville City Commissioner Carole Cossaboon is my guest. She's in charge of the Public Works Department and is there to help you in any way she can. And again, we talked about, and if you get a chance, I know we did televise, and we're going to be showing it again and again, the Millville Chamber Luncheon. Carole was there. All the commissioners were there.
All the commissioners, yes.
And Dan Dixon, the mayor, did a wonderful job of making a presentation about where the city is, where the city's going, and a lot of good positive things from that. So if you get a chance to watch it.
Yes, it was. He did an excellent job. He really did.
Yeah.
He had a lot of good key points.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
what we're just trying to get everything on the right path.
Yes.
You know, and
You got some turnarounds that need to be done. But
Absolutely,
that's-
absolutely.
Thank
And-
God for you guys.
And it's not going to happen overnight. That's
No.
what I tell everyone. Please
Yeah.
bear with us. You know, it's not even
Yeah.
going to happen in my term.
Oh,
you know,
it will.
But if we get on the right path and get it started,
I mean, and let me tell you, the wonderful thing about Dan is, and Dan and I've gotten really close, and I help in any way I can because I love the city also. And we've had a couple of meetings with developers that had worked with me when I was the mayor. And in fact, the one developer put in the Union Lake Crossing Shopping Center. And I don't know where we would be without that. That's
right.
fabulous, isn't it?
That was a good one.
And folks, I got to tell you something. The critics are still there. They get up and complain. 2 instances. That shopping center, we had to give an abatement. And if we didn't give the abatement, we weren't going to get them. They were going to go to Vineland. And we gave the abatement, and Target paid the abatement back earlier than we thought they would. But look at that shopping center. It is packed, and ratables coming out your ears.
Right.
And that's what you've got to get. And then the other one that gave a lot of flack to me, the other one cost me the mayorship, was the New Jersey Motorsports Park. Because what happened was they, again, had to have an abatement to get them in.
Mm-hmm.
And what hurt me was the election was the noise. The people who lived out there didn't like the noise. So I finished second to Timmy Shannon that year. I didn't win because I'd won 3 terms in a row. In fact, I'm the only person in the city history ever win 3 4-year terms. But anyway, as it turns out, here's the good story. The motorsports now pays about $1 million a year in taxes. But Carole, I don't know if you and Adam or Alan get out there sometimes for eating.
The
food's delicious?
The food is very, very good.
Reasonable.
Yes, and it is reasonable. Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Well,
yes, it is.
When you go out there, folks, like Carole said, go out and have the food. It's fabulous. And of course, they don't start up until maybe the end of March. But what is really fabulous is they're building exotic car garages.
Yes.
They built
Yes.
70 of them
Mhm.
at $380,000 each. So if you multiply 70 by 380,000, it's like 26 million or something. And they don't impact crime. They don't impact the school. They don't even impact the trash because
No.
they take everything.
They take everything with them.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
So they're nice ratables. Yes.
And they're good people.
And yes.
and they come in and they spend money in the area.
Mhm.
They go to restaurants and Wawas and all that kind of stuff. So that's the other good thing. But I am very optimistic that Carole's group are going to do even better. They've got some great things, I think, planned coming at the airport. But as I say, Dan is really good. I brought one of my friends who's a developer, and he wanted to bring into the area something that no one wants. I won't say what it is, but no one wants it. So anyway, he's lobbying with Dan about bringing this facility in that nobody really wants. And Dan was really good. Dan said to him, what did the man pay for that facility? And let's say he said $1 million or something.
Mm-hmm.
And Dan said, you know what? Why don't you have him come see me? He said, we got this grant, we got this. We could give him, more of that money and let him go away. So he's happy. But that was, at least it was another way to handle it. And my friend said, you know what? That guy's pretty sharp. He was honest with me and things like that. And so at least the 2 developers that we met with and talked with them, they loved the mayor, and he's got a great personality.
He does.
As you
Yes,
do
he
too.
does.
And I don't know Marissa, but Sherman, I've always liked him.
Mm-hmm.
Rick, I like a lot. We've hung out. This is a neat story talking about the motorsports park, Carole. Rick is on TV with me out there. In fact, next time you'll have to when they open, we'll get together, go out there. But he's on with me, and I always get the person dinner. So I said to Antonio, the chef, I said, Rick is a vegan. Can you make something up for him? He said, yeah, okay. Well, Rick said to me, Jim, this is one of the best vegan meals I've ever had. And Carole, you went to the chamber.
The chamber, yes.
It was at the motorsports park.
Yes, it was. And he had something in
Yeah.
in a squash.
His lunch looked better than ours.
It did. It really did. Their food was good, but his looked really good for being a vegan.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Well, and you know what? Speaking of the Chamber of Commerce, thank you to the Elks, because the motorsports park is closed down this time of the year, and
Right.
really to find a place to hold the Chamber of Commerce meeting. The Elks did a fabulous job.
Thank
They
you.
really did.
Yes,
Great.
thank you. It was
You
our
know,
pleasure. It
well,
really
and-
was our
and
pleasure.
You guys
yes.
work and all that work that Carole and Kevin and all the people do there. They volunteer. They just care about this community, and they
Yes.
give back to the community. And it was an excellent chamber luncheon. It really
Good.
was.
Yeah, it was very nice.
It was
really
packed.
was. It was
A
packed.
couple hundred
Yes, it
people,
was.
you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm glad the Elks was able to do that for them. Yes.
Yeah, and you know what? Where else do you go? Really?
Right.
I mean,
where else?
I don't know. It's.
Yeah, I don't know where.
No,
I don't know
mean,
where else we
the
have.
Legion isn't set up. I like I say, I go there. I love listening to the rollers and all, but that's downstairs in that smaller area.
Mhm.
I guess they don't open the banquet hall upstairs anymore.
I don't know.
I've never seen that happen. But when you look at a place, and the Thunderbolt Club is for the youths and all that stuff, but the Elks is open for anyone that would
Right,
like to
right.
use the facility.
But I don't know if the Thunderbolt Club is that big.
No,
They could
no,
have
it's not.
handled
No,
all
it
of that.
could
They,
not. No,
yes.
not at all.
Yes.
No, you're the biggest.
We
I
can
mean,
do 250.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 No, thank God we had
Yes.
the Elks. And so tell me, it's every Thursday is bingo?
Every Thursday night is bingo.
And what do you do at bingo? Call the numbers?
Oh, no. I keep all the bingo people in check. I have Betty Pierce. Steve
that's
Pierce
right. I
is
love Betty.
yes,
Yeah.
Betty's
She did
her
a
and I
super job
took
raising
over
those
about
kids.
5 years ago,
That's
and
super. She was in the background when I talked to you the other day.
yes, she was. Yes, she was. So every Thursday night, that's where we are, and we have some wonderful people that run it, work the floor for us. We have 2-3 bingo callers they're all volunteers. Every one of them is a volunteer.
That's super.
Yes, and it's good. And all that money goes back to the community.
Yes.
I mean, into
Oh my God, Carol, what you do
baseball
for the community.
and
But I mean, think of this, folks. Who was it? Somebody was saying to me the other day, oh, Tony Cerise. He said, Jim, his wife unfortunately needed a hospital bed.
Yes.
He said, I called Kevin. Within less than a day, they got a hospital.
They have it. Right.
And I had to have one. I fell and broke my shoulder years back, and I called Rob, and he said, Jim, no problem. And within less than half a day, brought me out a hospital
bed.
And you also have wheelchairs and
yes,
things like that
everything,
too, right?
everything imaginable.
Isn't that amazing?
In fact, the veterans somewhere in Vineland were calling us now, hospitals, and saying, can you help us till he gets their stuff that they need?
Wow.
So yes. So we do have a lot of. And Tim Patrick does that. He's great.
He's a great guy.
He's a great
He
guy
really
doing
is
that.
Another person I like a lot.
Yes, yeah. So, but the Elks is all that we do comes back to the community. In fact, we just wrote some grants for CIP. They're programs that you can get, and you write these grants. But I was able, Betty, myself, and May Haas.
Oh, she's another sweetheart.
Yes,
Okay.
another sweetheart. And Kate, Tim's wife, Kate. We sat down and we wrote this thing. We got $9,000, and we made, I don't know how many bags for the homeless that had everything in there anything from hygienes to blankets to extra food, everything that we took up, we dropped off to the Hope and Help Center.
Yes, right.
And,
That's where my friend Denise Arrigo hangs out.
Denise,
all the time.
yes.
Yeah.
And I've met some wonderful people.
Yeah.
I have met
Yeah.
some wonderful
Yeah,
people.
me too, down there.
Yes,
They're great.
And
Yeah, I have volunteered from time to time.
I wish I had more time. I just don't have that time. But they are great people.
Yeah.
They're just down on their luck.
Yeah, it really is. I tell the story of the one time I was there. Really nice young fellow, maybe in his late 20s, and his name was Travis, and we're talking, and he's sharp as anything. We're talking. I said, Travis, why are you homeless? He said, Mr. Quinn, I'm a drug addict. And unfortunately, 6 months later, he overdosed.
What a shame.
Yeah, it is.
And
I mean, yes, some of them have problems. There's
Yes,
no
they do.
question. But I mean, I know now there's a couple that are there, a husband and wife, and the woman is pregnant. And I want to give
I know
credit.
exactly who you're talking
Okay.
about.
In fact,
Yes.
I'm trying to get the fella
A job. Yes.
over with Ron Durham. But what's nice too, and I'll tell you another person that's a good person that came to town when I was the mayor is Roger Patel and the people at the Quality Inn. They needed to get the man and the woman and was pregnant
right.
into the Quality Inn or into the hotel there.
Okay.
So Denise called and spoke to one person and got a rate, and I called and spoke to Roger, who is that lady's boss, and I got a better rate.
Oh,
He gave us
wonderful.
a very reasonable rate.
Right.
And I said to her, you know what, I don't mind donating a couple dollars, so to speak, for a couple nights, and so especially with this bitter cold in a
Right.
period of time, and hope and pray that he's able to get the job.
I did.
That's
And there was another older couple that were there, and they came the night that we were all sworn in.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes, he
That's
did.
Nice.
And he stood in that audience and he went, yeah, just a nice man.
Yeah.
And every time I see both of them, and she'll tell me how long she's been, and I'm so proud of them. I really are. They're
wonderful.
trying
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
They're just down
Yeah.
on their luck. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there was a person that I do not like who was going around, and Denise told me this, and the people at the Hope Center, trying to say to the citizens that Hope Center is going to Atlantic City and bringing up the homeless. Now that is totally a lie. They don't do that. They help the homeless we have here, obviously, but it's that negativity which I just don't.
Well,
like.
I did speak to one person, and he said, But a lot of them will leave the Hope Center and go down to Atlantic City to see what they can do, if they can find a job or something, and then they come back. Because this is...
Oh, I see what you're saying,
Yes. They're just people down on their... I wish there was a solution.
Yeah.
There is
well,
no...
You know what, Carol? It's amazing there's so many jobs open. And I guess just, transportation and all those things to do, because it's heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking.
And you think about it, and I've often thought, if you had like the Armory, big place, you could put cots in and, let them, now, wait a minute, to the county's credit, there is the center, the homeless center on Mays Landing Road for families.
For families,
right.
Yes.
That's something that this county is doing and working for that.
But I think they have to have a job to be in there. Am I correct?
So too.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
And a lot of these don't have, and a lot of them are not ever going to have jobs, unfortunately.
Yeah, they don't have the skills.
Yeah, they don't have the skills, or they're just, it's very sad. It is very, very sad, but they're still a human being.
Yes.
They are, and they're good people.
They're one of God's creatures.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
What church did you go to? Second Methodist?
I was at Fourth Methodist, but now I converted to Episcopal.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that.
We talk about that. Marissa calls me Catholic Light.
That's pretty good. I like that, Marissa.
I like that one.
That is cute.
In fact, I had a meeting tonight, so I was not able to go to my service. So I went to Parish of All Saints before I came here.
Did you get, you did get
I
your
did.
ashes. I'm proud of you.
He did. Yeah.
You got your ashes.
He put it, So, but it was, that gets me through the week. That I need that once a week. My kids will go, Mom, where are you going on Saturday night? I said, going to church, pray for all you sinners. But that gets me focused for the week.
Who was your minister?
Our minister retired. It was Reverend Ellen, and now we have an interim priest we're searching for. Yes.
Yeah, that's what's hard to find.
It is hard. Yeah. It's very difficult. Yeah. Yes, we're having a very hard time. We have a great Father Marcel, and he is awesome, but I think he's already doing one down by the shore. So, but he comes up every Saturday night to do the Eucharist. He's a great guy.
That's nice.
Great guy. I really like him.
I have a funny story. I'm Catholic, and I have a friend. His name is David Rivera, and David and I. He's a priest. We served on the Complete Care Board of Directors for several years when he was the assistant at Immaculate Conception in Bridgeton. Well, they are so short-handed priests, as I'm sure they are Episcopal ministers and things like that. So anyway, he's only maybe late 30s, and he's the pastor of St. Joe of Hamilton.
Wow.
St. Joe of Hamilton Church seats 500 people. So I took Charlie Flickinger up with me one Saturday night. I called Dave. I said, Dave, I'm coming up to Mass, and after Mass I want to take you out to dinner. Oh, okay, Jim, that'd be great. So Charlie's with me. We go to Mass. And at the end of Mass, to his credit, he's at the door hugging people, shaking hands, smiling, happy, just a wonderful person. He's like, oh my God, he's effervescent. So we leave and we go to the restaurant. It's Iliano's restaurant in Hamilton. So Dave comes in with us. And here's what happens. He walks in. Father. I said, my God, Dave, you're a rock star. They love you. And understandably so. And they actually brought him a big piece of cake for his dessert and all that stuff on them.
Yeah.
But he's just a fabulous person. And there's another young fellow from Vineland, Steve Bertinosi. He just got in and is a very nice man. So, but it's hard to find priests.
Oh, it is.
Episcopal priests too.
Episcopal, they're not going into the seminary apparently. Yes.
And with the Catholic Church, if they would maybe let the priests get married,
correct,
you wouldn't have some of the problems you have.
Maybe,
and
right?
you would be able to have some people that would do that. I always thought I wouldn't mind being a priest, but I looked at the women and said, no, I want to get married. I don't want to be a priest and not be married. And that's what I think has hurt them, as you see their numbers shrink and shrink.
Yes.
And the Catholic Church in Millville, I used to go to St. John Bosco. We were packed. St. Mary Magdalene was packed.
Right.
Now, I was talking to Ryan Narowski with his grandfather's church, New Life Outreach. They bring in about 175 to 200 people a week, on a Sunday. I don't think St. Mary's brings that many in for the entire 4 masses that they have. It's just people are not going to Catholic Church.
Ryan and I were talking about that before you came up at 5 o'clock. COVID did a lot.
That's true.
True.
Yeah, that's a very good
and a
point.
lot of these churches have had splitting, with
Yeah.
decisions. They don't like this, they didn't like
Yeah.
that, so they all went off. Yeah, and it's hurt. Yes, it's
Yeah.
hurting. It is hurting.
Yeah, that's a good point, though. COVID
Yeah.
did hurt a lot, I'm sure.
COVID did hurt a lot,
of
yes.
that going on.
But there's something to be said to being together,
Yeah.
not just seeing it on TV.
Yeah,
Yes.
right,
Yeah,
yes.
that human
Yeah,
contact.
Yeah, I will say for St. Mary's, they've done a great job. They've been on TV with me for almost 50 years, having the mass. And Ryan's grandfather does a fabulous job with TV all over the place where he's on. And
Oh, I
things
see
like
him
that.
on Facebook a lot.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
That's
true.
we were talking
Yeah,
about that.
exactly,
Yes.
which
yes.
is another good way of reaching people. And it's the same here, folks. In fact, I talked to Gentile. She's a bartender for you.
Peggy,
Peggy,
yes.
Yeah. Talk to Peggy. Yeah, I'm going to talk to Peggy about coming, maybe doing some sales for me.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I wanted to mention to you is, with this station now, Channel 22 hits 67,000 homes in the greater Cumberland County area. But what's wonderful is now that we're on YouTube and Facebook, Ryan showed me one year on YouTube, we had tens of thousands of viewers watching the Millville High School football
Right.
game.
Yes.
Because they could see it
Yes.
anywhere in the country.
Yes.
I had Bill Rafferty on one night with me. Lord rest his soul, he just passed away. He used to be the county engineer. And his son lives in Germany and his grandson lives in Germany. So he's on and they're watching from Germany.
Yes.
So.
Well, my sister, she's in Texas. She can go on YouTube
See, yeah.
and watch me
Yeah.
for the yes.
It is neat, isn't it?
Isn't it
Yeah,
neat?
it
Yes,
really is.
exactly.
It's great.
Yes.
It's fabulous.
Staying in touch with your relatives, I guess.
Yeah, when they get to see what you're doing.
What
and
I'm
all that.
doing, yes,
So
yes.
what do you hope for some things that are going to be happening in the next 4 years, Carole?
For Millville,
Yeah.
I think to get us back on track, we need jobs. Yes, and we need to take control of. We need to clean the city up.
Yes.
Yes,
yeah.
you know.
I mean, that's scary.
It is very
that third
scary.
Friday, we had the shooting of building. over
Correct.
from
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
It's like,
So I mean, there's things that we can do now, like enforcing curfew.
Right.
You know, you're done.
Yeah.
This is we
Yeah.
need to start focusing back and making people responsible.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Well, and I know somebody was mentioning, which we should have done, and I think we did some of it anyway, code enforcement. If
Yes.
you rent a property and
Yes.
and that's a problem property, where
Correct.
the cops have to go there all the
Right.
time, you got to do something about it. You got to clean it up, get
it
people out,
correct.
Whatever you need.
And
to
I
do.
think it just got out of control, and we
Yeah.
just don't have the resources. So
No,
we
you don't
have
have
to
the
start.
police
right.
officers.
Don't have the police officers. We don't have the workers to do all that.
Right. Yeah. Oh, another.
And sorry, Trenton, they send down rules and
Yeah.
say you can't
Yeah.
do this, and this. Just
Yeah.
like I know people are upset about these bikes,
Yeah.
and those.
My God, yes, they're scary.
But
Please.
we're not allowed.
Yeah.
we're not allowed.
Yeah, can't chase them or anything.
Can't chase
Yeah.
them. No.
No, it's really. a
And
shame.
even when they're a car chase anymore, you can't.
Oh no, I know.
'Cause-
Carol, I went on a car chase.
did you?
Yeah, I used to do ride-alongs when I was the mayor because I was actually the assistant
Right.
public safety commissioner.
Right.
And Ray Morales was one of my little leaguers. Said, "Mayor, why don't you do some ride-alongs?" Well, I have ADD, so I loved it. It's always something different going on. One night, Junior and I are together, and a fella almost hit one of our bicycle officers, and he was drunk.
Right.
So we get behind him on Route 49, and we're going. I'm thinking, oh, state police will pick it up in Marshall Township. No. Whoever starts it ends it.
Ends
We
it.
went from
Is that how it goes?
Marshall Township to Upper Township to Lower Township to Middle Township back to Middle. Well, anyway, ended up getting the guy in Middle Township. He went down a one-way street, but that was a little scary doing that. And I probably legally shouldn't have been there. But what are you going to do? At 100 miles an hour, jump out of the car? So I have no
Yeah,
choice. I'm
true.
there.
Yes.
And
Well-
but I let me tell you something. And I'm sure we still are, we were blessed. I got to ride with the police officers, all kinds of different officers, super people. They really
they
were.
are. Yes,
and you
they
know what
are.
I loved, Carol, about so many. In fact, I saw Larry Mulford the other night. I loved him. His sense of humor. He was so funny. We'd have a great time when we were riding and doing patrolling, and just so many wonderful guys.
We did
wonderful
have
people.
absolutely,
Yeah.
and they were in the community. And
Absolutely.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
we don't have the resources for that now.
No.
And I think
Yeah.
that's we need that.
Yeah.
I think the
Yeah.
community needs to see that there's people there that you can trust.
Yeah.
We're there to help you.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't be
Yeah.
afraid of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
somebody is, I guess, is it Rick trying to change the culture?
Yes,
right?
he is.
Yeah.
Sherman is. Yeah,
Sherman
they were
said
out the
that,
other
yeah.
night with the extra that we have.
Right.
That extra through the UEZ money.
Right.
They're on the streets on a
Yeah,
Friday night.
that's
So
super,
yes,
yeah.
and they're intermingling with the businesses, with the people,
Yeah.
and that's what we need.
Yeah.
You know, the people need to know that we're here for them.
Yes.
Yes.
And
yes.
you know what I've tried to do too, and fortunately, you've got some former police officers that are working at Special Twos.
Yes.
And Rick Morales and Ray Morales are super brothers, just the best.
Yes, they
Rick,
are.
by the chance, bought
Bim's Pizza, yes.
I started that when you were a little girl.
Really?
I did. I started that 50 years ago. About, I guess it was 19. I was 23. Yeah, 50 years ago.
Oh wow.
And then Joey Pierce bought it, and I'm glad Rick's got it now.
Yes, I
But-
was there for their opening.
Were you
For the-
really?
Yes, they.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to
That's
get
nice.
an invite. Yes.
That's super.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess, but what I was saying is we have a lot of wonderful, like Dave McDonald, I mean, fabulous police officer, phenomenal. They could all, hopefully, maybe we could draw them back at
Back
Special
in,
Twos,
right.
you know, and they're already can carry the gun and
Right,
all that.
exactly.
And Rick had some really good points that he was telling me that he would recommend doing certain things, and I thought that's great. He has the knowledge, and I'm sure Chief Hoffman would listen to him, and of course Sherman would too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what, Carol? This hour went so fast.
Is it
you gotta
time?
come
Oh,
back.
I was all worried about this.
Oh, come on. You are amazing, lady.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks
really.
for everything you
Thanks.
do for the
well,
city.
I
for the
hope we
Elks
can
and
continue.
all that
I really do.
I'm optimistic.
We really, I am optimistic. Just bear with us and keep us in prayers. We need it. We
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah,
need
that's
it.
true.
Need it.
Yeah.
Yes. We're hoping to do the right thing for the city and get us moving in the right direction. Yes.
And to the voters of Millville, congratulations.
Yes.
I think you've got 5 of the best you've
Thank
had
you.
in a long, long time.
Thank you.
So, thank you, Carol. Keep up the good work at the office as well.
Oh, I will. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Carole Cossaboon, Millville City Commissioner, has been our guest, and I want to thank Wyatt Briggs for helping to produce the program, along with my main man, with Ryan Narowski. Without Ryan Narowski, you could turn Channel 2 off. So thank you, Ryan. And we got a doubleheader basketball game coming up Friday night that Ryan was getting ready and having that happen, and lots of good things. And tomorrow night, my guest will be Jim Sorrow, Cumberland County Commissioner, and also Derek the Clown. Derek Glenn, who is phenomenal. He'll be on. Derek actually works at the Veterans Home in Vineland. It's one of the.
I knew he was back up in Vineland
Yeah.
area. Yeah, he
Yeah,
was a
so-
big staple in this area
Yes, he
many
was.
years ago. Yes,
Yeah.
he was.
And he plays music at the Indian restaurant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I
I haven't seen him in years.
Yeah.
Years.
Yeah.
Yes.
He looks good.
Good,
He's
good,
gonna-
good.
yeah, I'll tell him you said hello.
Please do.
I will.
Please do.
Thank you again for joining us, folks. Carole Cossaboon has been my guest as our Millville City Commissioner, and we'll see you again real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.